There is nothing like a homemade baked cake.
Oh, yeah. Wild Rye Baking Company. Keeping it local this morning, Corey. Yeah, you had me at baking. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Beautiful.
The great thing about this morning is, first of all, we're with Sarah Chisholm again, formerly of Phoenix Public Market. She was the pastry chef there, and now she has her own line. I'm going full Carol Merrill here. She's got her own line of baking mixes, but these are not, Sarah, what you would find, in any typical grocery store. You said you sort of back or engineered from the taste backwards, right?
Totally.
You know what you like and what's delicious, but they're pretty easy too. So give us your philosophy on mixing.
Well, I mean, as you know, I'm a pastry chef. So we met when I was working at the Phoenix Public Market. And what I was really trying to do when I created a cake mix was take something that would taste like what you would find in a bakery or in a restaurant. And I worked backwards from there.
Yeah.
So it needed to be easy, but it had to be delicious.
Okay.
And that's where we are today.
Well, it's going to cost probably a little more, but I'm telling you, there's no joy in a bad tasting cake. No. What's the point?
It's just not worth it.
And I know you don't want to shove the cake right into the birthday kid's face and say, "Why did your mom bake this?" No, you want to have a cake that's worth eating, and they're beautiful. Let's get started on the mixing here, and tell me how everything is going to go.
So I mean, I could mix it, or you could mix it.
I'm a good mixer.
Okay, so we always start with the wet ingredients. So 2 eggs are going to go in.
You know what? I hate to be a show off.
Show me.
Yeah, but I'm a here. Hold this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a two. I can do 2 eggs at once.
No way.
Yeah. Now I try not to get a whole lot of shell in there.
Perfect.
But no one's ever died from eating eggshell.
No, it's true. So whisk those up.
All right, I'm a pretty good whisker.
And we're making the gluten-free chocolate cake today because something that was important to me was having cake mixes that were accessible for all the different ways people eat. So we have vegan and gluten-free. So water goes in.
Okay.
And
I
oil.
I'll keep whisking.
Sure, yeah.
And
I'm using.
Where do you do all this work? Do you have some kind of underground lab, like
Yes.
a Bond villain?
Yeah, exactly.
Or is this all happening right here in your own home?
We have a commissary kitchen that we produce, but the fulfillment happens from here. And then you're going to add some vinegar. I chose balsamic for this.
Really?
Yeah, because it's chocolate cake. Chocolate and balsamic actually play really nice. But you could use white vinegar.
Think that? I would never think that.
I mean, baker, pastry chef. So now I'm going to need you to hold this while I open up the box.
Have at it. By the way, beautiful packaging.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
I think that's really important. We eat with our eyes first, right?
Yeah, we do.
So I think it's the same when you're looking at the package. So this is all pretty familiar, right? It's looking like a cake mix.
Yeah.
The gluten-free dry mix goes in, and you're going to mix it until it's smooth, but try not to overmix. That's kind of the secret to getting a really tender cake.
So they say about, you hear that about good brownies and all those sorts of baked goods. You don't want to destroy it.
Oh my gosh, look at you. You're doing so great.
Thank you.
So now the next and last thing is just putting it in the cake pan.
And that's a nice pan with, you have some parchment paper in there?
I did.
Hold that
This
up
is
so
like,
people can see what that is.
this is the baker in me, right? So line it with parchment.
Okay.
And then go ahead and dump it in. It's going into our oven.
Oh,
And that's it.
Well, Troy and Celeste are back at the studio, not having cake this morning. I don't know if you're aware that they are sitting in a bare space with almost no breakfast cake.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
Yeah, it's okay. That's all right. They're used to it. They're used to it.
Here, let me take that for you.
All right, there we go. All right, you guys, next time we get together, we will have baked, thank you, Sarah, this gorgeous cake. And we'll see what the finished product looks like. And we're going to show you also how you can accomplish a cake that looks as pretty as that. Look at these beautiful sides, how smooth they are. There's a trick to it, and anybody can do it. And we'll show it to you coming up in just a few minutes. More coming your way from Wild Rye, the home of baking magic.
That makes so much sense that you have a pastry chef.
Yeah.
I was going to tell him.
I keep it a local.
Yeah, he's in the kitchen with Wild Rye Baking Company. And this former pastry chef has got it going on, of course. She knows what she's doing.
And love her kitchen. It's just beautiful.
I know, isn't it great? We were telling Sarah she really could have her own show right in her own home. Sarah Chisholm is with us, and boy, talk about a baking you already have a long history, young as you are. But yeah, people love your products. And I think you and I got together, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. I can't remember exactly.
It feels like a million years.
Yeah. But anyway, what we're showing here is your new line. And you just rolled it out yesterday, Wild Rye Baking Magic, and gourmet baked goods that are almost instant, that anybody can do at home, right?
Exactly.
And everyone should know that you're rolling it out online, wildryebaking.com.
Yeah.
Okay, well, easy to find.
Yes.
And let's talk about this red velvet, or pink velvet, I should say.
This is our take on the Southern Classic, but updated for today. So you can make this with milk, eggs, and oil, and it will come out just like you remember from those red velvet cakes of your childhood, but updated. And then I like a little, oh my gosh, I like a little coconut matcha frosting for these. I think it's fun. Kids love it.
Now, Sarah, you cannot tell me that this was accomplished and could be accomplished by any bozo like me. You will need, listen to this. This is for the cake. 1.5 cups of water, some oil, and some apple cider vinegar. That's it?
Yeah.
Wow, the taste, honestly, it tastes just like it's out of a beautiful, high-class bakery. I could never make something like that, or I think I couldn't, but now I can.
Yeah, I mean, you just made it earlier. It's really quite simple. And
Do I have any frosting on my face?
I mean, a little, but I'm not mad.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the cake that we baked earlier, that we mixed up earlier, and that was your...
The gluten-free chocolate.
Okay, gluten-free. People are afraid of things that don't have gluten.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's people are eating all different ways nowadays. And so gluten-free has become something that people search for. But as a pastry chef, I need to make sure that if it's gluten-free, it's also delicious.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be fun to have you taste a gluten-free cake.
We are going to do that.
That you made.
And before we just get there,
Okay.
I want to talk about this, which this is your own, but this is the turntable that helps you accomplish this beautiful look. I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to spin around a cake plate like this or a plate. It doesn't come out like this.
Well, this is a really nice tool to have, and I think something that I'm really excited to do with Wild Rye is to teach people how to use things like a turntable and frost cakes to make them look like this in their home. So there's going to be a lot of content that you can use to learn how to make something like that using a simple tool.
Well, and you're going to be a baking resource too.
Yes.
Well, let's not hold off any longer. Just cutting this cake is going to be about as pretty as it gets. And again, this is your gluten-free chocolate. And what's the frosting on there?
So I love peanut butter and coffee together. It's kind of this beautiful pairing. And so I frosted this gluten-free cake with that frosting. And now let's see if I can get a perfect slice out for you.
Well, oh my gosh.
Dun,
It's
dun,
like
dun,
watching a commercial.
Now,
my co-anchor friends, Troy, cut yourself a piece too, and Celeste are back at the station, and apparently they're enjoying cold French fries from an unknown vendor.
That looks so moist, Corey.
Yeah, thank you.
I can see the moisture in it.
Cake mix home so you can send it to them.
Oh yeah, talk about moist. Now this looks like one of those Betty Crocker commercials from my youth. If I were actually watching, say, Hogan's Heroes right now, in its original format, this would be the perfect commercial. Stand by.
Hogan, how's the cake, Hogan? That's Colonel Klink, by the way. So good.
Troy, Celeste, Sarah. That is just fantastic. And I don't know, I crow about everything that I eat, but this is just so good. It tastes exactly like it's from the bakery. I'm going to keep going here. By the way, wildryebaking.com, correct?
Yeah, that's where you can find us and buy all these mixes.
And I don't want to kid you guys. This is the frosting that we're looking at. Peanut butter coffee. This is all you'll need. 2 sticks of butter and 2 tablespoons of milk. Everything else is in here, and you're going to be a birthday hero. Am I right?
That's right.
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
It's ready. We're so excited.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, I want to make one of those.
Sarah, we're
me
so
too.
glad to be here for the launch of your great new line, Wild Rye Baking Magic. Come see Sarah online. And is your face on there too?
Of course.
On your website?
Yeah, don't hide that face.
Good idea. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys again soon.
Congratulations.